Today, Chris Hipkins has claimed that debt servicing costs are not something we should be concerned about, saying that they are only a small amount of money. Now, this kind of fiscal innumeracy is dangerous for New Zealand.
What I said this morning was that we need to differentiate the conversation around debt. Long-term assets do need to be funded somehow. The government talk a big game on infrastructure and they think that they can deliver more infrastructure by spending less. The reality is they're actually delivering less infrastructure.
We are effectively borrowing to invest in hospitals, schools and roads, and we will continue to do so, which is why we're not saying debt should get to zero, it should be at a healthier level. Our government's view is that we need to be responsible with debt management so those costs don't spiral out of control. I also want to note that the credit rating agency Fitch yesterday confirmed our AA+ rating. This is significant because it affects not only the cost which New Zealand can borrow from the world, but also the cost that everyone with a credit card debt, a mortgage or a loan pays for their debt in New Zealand. And our government is taking a responsible approach to managing the finances so that those costs don't rise for New Zealanders. The biggest risk to New Zealand's rating and therefore our debt servicing costs is a walk away from the culture of fiscal responsibility that has characterised our country. It is very clear to me that Chris Hipkins is laying his stake in the ground, that he is prepared to walk away from that. I want to warn him against that because every New Zealander will pay the price if a Labour Greens government puts our fiscal reputation at risk, and frankly, even if they campaign on ludicrous promises that will put New Zealand in poor standing.
Nicola Willis says though that you have opposed every attempt that they've made to try and get the books back in order to cut public spending and the like. So how do your words ring through?
Well, if she means we oppose the $3 billion tax cuts for landlord, the $200 million tax cut, $300 million now tax cut for tobacco companies, the $500 million for tech giants like Facebook and Google, yes, we did oppose those things. That's all money that could be better used actually dealing with the government's budget deficit.
Chris Hipkins needs to read an economics textbook and read a bit about his history, because Michael Cullen would never have allowed for the fiscally reckless approach that Chris Hipkins has been signalling.